So this morning I talked through a number of the trends and the key themes I see. I guess two or three areas. One was around technology, the SMAC technologies, SMAC, social media, mobility, analytics and cloud. And one of the observations I made was that we've got this incredible technology on our iPhones. You go to the iStore and there are thousands of apps that you can download, really easy to use, amazing analytics, visual management is outstanding, very cheap, sometimes just a few pounds. And then I look at what's available at the corporate level and I think it's hugely expensive, it's very difficult to operate, the interfaces aren't very clever. And I'm thinking, why the gap? So I think there's two things. One is organizations, shared service GBS leaders need to look at some of this SMAC stuff that's out there at the consumer level and bring it into their shared service centers, because their people are using these at home, they should be using them potentially in the office. And secondly, I think there's a call for the technology companies to make their stuff cooler, better to use, easier to use, more effective. So there's a big push around SMAC technologies. Also robots. The robots are coming was one of my messages. There is a huge opportunity to look at high volume, rules-based processes that cut across multiple different systems that haven't been interfaced together. And the robots, they aren't physical robots, they're effectively, they're like Excel macros on steroids, but the robots can do that work at a fraction of the cost. And it's already happening in financial services, and we're starting to see the BPO providers use this stuff, especially in the customer care area, the HR area, and they're starting to look at the finance area, certainly worth looking at. So technology is one big thing. The other thing is I had some messages around global business services, around how there is huge opportunity in GBS, but you need to understand what the business case is incrementally to doing shared services well in each of the functions. Because if you have world-class shared services in finance and HR and IT, by banging them together, you're not going to get an additional 40%, but you will save around the common infrastructure, potentially around better quality of analytics, and by bringing each of those functional shared services up to a much better and higher quality level. And the final message I was talking about was my favorite slide of all time, which I call the SSKook Slide, which is the 8 levers of taking cost out in a shared services GBS organization. Eliminate, simplify, automate, standardize, consolidate, offshore, outsource, continuously improve. That's where you get a lot of the cost reduction. And maybe I was saying you need to add a couple more. V for value creation, looking at analytics and so forth, and then C for customer service, being service oriented. Very important.